Good morning, students. This is Harcharan, and you all are welcome to the e-learning portal of CIS Dasua. We are reading the first textbook, that is Hornbill. We are reading the portrait of a lady by Khushwant Singh. Uh, Students, this is only to recap. I will tell you the main points. In this chapter, as we have already discussed, Khushwant Singh is talking about his relationship with his grandmother. Khushwant Singh tells us about his grandmother, that his grandmother was a very old lady and he knew her for the last 20 years. Since then, she looked the same, she did not change. Khushwant Singh further tells about the physical appearance of his grandmother. She had white hair, she was little bent, she was short and fat. She used to wear white sportless clothes and she would always keep her one hand on the stoop of her back and the other hand telling the beads of her rosary. Her lips always moved in an inaudible prayer. Khushwant Singh tells us that he loved his grandmother's voice very much, but he did not ever bother to understand the prayers. Khushwant Singh tells us that he used to live in the village with his grandmother. His grandmother would wake him up every day early in the morning, help him get ready for the school. She would give him breakfast of a thick stale chapati with butter and sugar spread on that. Then she would help him collect all the necessary things of the day. Then she would accompany him to the school because the school was attached to a temple. While the writer would sit in the school, study alphabet and morning prayers, the grandmother she used to read scriptures in the temple. While coming back from school, she would throw stale chapatis to the village stray dogs. Then Khushwant Singh tells us that there came a turning point in their friendship. That turning point was when Khushwant Singh's parents called him and his grandmother to live with them in the city. Now, the first change that came, now Khushwant Singh goes to an English school. He does not go with his grandmother, and the grandmother cannot help him in his studies because the new subjects that he studies in the English school, like geography, science, and all other things like grammar, the grandmother is not able to understand. She is little bit worried when she came to know that they were not getting any lessons on religion and religious education. When Khushwant Singh told his grandmother that they were getting music classes in the school, she got very much annoyed because, according to her, music was not for elite class people, that was the monopoly of harlots and beggars. This was the first change. The second change came, the next phase of their friendship started when Khushwant Singh joined the university. Now he got his own separate room and the grandmother does not talk to him. Now grandmother spends her time spinning the wheel, feeding the sparrows in the city courtyard, in the house, and now she does not talk much to the writer. After some time, Khushwant Singh decided to go abroad for further studies for 5 years. When he was about to leave, the grandmother went to the railway station to see him off. She kissed his forehead, but she did not show any strong emotion. Khushwant Singh tells us the grandmother was not a sentimental lady. He told that even at that time, her lips were moving in the prayer. Now, students, we will start with the next. Okay, students, in this new slide, we will read what happened when the author came back after studying in abroad for 5 years. When the author came back after 5 years, The grandmother came to meet him at the station. She looked just the day when she did 5 years ago, not a day older. She held him again in her arms and was still reciting her prayers. Now, when the author came back the next evening, she did not follow her regular routine of praying. She collected a few women from the neighborhood, got an old drum, and started singing with them. She thumped the dilapidated part of the drum that was very old and sang along. She was singing the homecoming songs of warriors. Okay, as she was singing the homecoming songs of warriors with the women of the neighborhood, the family was worried about grandmother because she might get overstrained because of that singing and beating the drum. The family wanted to stop her. She might get ill due to exhaustion. The next morning, the grandmother was ill. It was a mild fever. The doctor came, and when he checked the grandmother, he told that was only a fever and she would be fine. But the grandmother told her that her end was near. The family was shocked at this, and she did not want to talk to the family anymore. She wanted to spend her time in prayers, and she started chanting prayers as she did not want to waste her last hours in talking to anyone. When the grandmother told that she did not want to talk to anyone, the family protested. They tried to stop her, but she lay peacefully on her bed, chanting prayers and doing her beads. She was telling the beads of her rosary. All of a sudden, she stopped and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. A calm, a pale appearance spread on her face, and she was dead. After that, her dead body was taken from the bed and that was laid on the ground and wrapped with a red colored cloth. That is a tradition. What happened? Thousands of sparrows came and sat silently near the dead body of the grandmother. The author's mother, when she saw the sparrows, she felt sorry for the poor birds and she brought some chapatis, broke those chapatis into small breadcrumbs, and she just threw it to the birds. But the birds did not eat anything. They flew away later as the family carried the dead body. The sweeper next morning came and swept all the breadcrumbs to the dustbin. They did not want to eat bread, but the birds, they were mourning the death of the one who had fed them so many times. So students, this is the end of this chapter. Now I will conclude the chapter. Okay, students, Kushwant Singh tells us his relationship with his grandmother. In the beginning, he used to live in the village with his grandmother, where he used to spend a lot of time with his grandmother. His grandmother would help him in his studies, help him get ready for the school. They were very good friends. That was the first phase of their friendship. He tells about the physical appearance of his grandmother and about many traits of her character, like she was a very religious and kind lady. She would keep praying the whole day. She would keep telling the beads of her rosary, and she used to go to temple every day along with the writer. She used to throw chapatis to the village dogs, and she was deeply in touch with the author. But this, when the second phase of their friendship started, that was the city life, there were many changes in their lives. That was, the first was she could not go to school with the author, and she could not help him in his studies. She felt disturbed when she came to know that he was getting music classes. Later on, when he went to university, There came big changes, like he got his own room, and this is all about their relationship and the changes that occurred in that. And in the end, he tells us that how the poor birds, that they were deeply in love with the grandmother. On her last day, when they were given the breadcrumbs by the author's mother, the birds did not eat them. So students, this chapter is all about the grandmother. That is why it has been titled The Portrait of a Lady. Thank you very much.